So this Bernie Sanders train keeps moving, keeps plugging away and gaining more and more momentum. So fresh off of last month's, February's record that Bernie Sanders set for donations, he brought in $43.5 million in February. In March, $44 million. So, it's not losing any steam. Supporters are donating just as much, even more this month than they did in February.
I mean, there's people are seeing him as a viable candidate.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he's won 5 of the last 6, states. He's won a lot of them in dramatic fashion. Alaska. He won Idaho, Washington, Hawaii. He's doing big things. Okay. And it's reflecting on the donations. He had 6.5 million, or he's gotten 6.5 million individual contributions through 2 million individual donors. That's astounding. And 97% of the donations are online.
You sure none of that came from the fossil fuel industry? You sure? Private prisons? You sure?
No.
Okay.
I think you're talking about somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Won't name her, but something about somebody else.
Okay.
And another point of emphasis is New York. How New York is going. He had a big rally in the Bronx, and I don't think a presidential candidate had been there since RFK actually. Mm-hmm. But he had a huge rally there. I think there was about 18 to 19,000 people there, which is massive. That's massive. Another point I want to make about that Bronx rally is that it was looked at as one of the most diverse crowds that Bernie Sanders has gotten so far. So that's huge news, because we all know in the South states he lost them big. Mm-hmm. He lost the black voters big, right? Well, things seem to be somewhat turning around.
I mean, they turn around because no group of people is a monolith.
No, exactly. So I guess the opinion that black voters in the South are the same black voters in the North or out West is ridiculous. Okay, even the Latin vote. In Illinois, he lost Illinois by a small margin, but he actually won the Latin vote. So this idea that he's not appealing to non-white voters is simply untrue. And to kind of piggyback off of that thought, in Wisconsin, there was a poll from the Public Policy Polling, which is a very respected organization, and it seems that Bernie Sanders is leading among black voters in Wisconsin by about 11 points.
So there's no firewall in Wisconsin? No Hillary Clinton firewall?
It got burned down.
Fire
burned down. Yes.
Okay, that was clever.
Feel the burn. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It got burned down. So this is real trouble for Clinton, because that's really how she won all these earlier states.
Because a lot of these earlier states, to be honest, about the black vote, especially in southern states, that's probably just a comfort vote.
Mm-hmm.
As they traditionally voted like that.
Yep.
She was connected to Obama and Clinton.
Yep.
So it makes sense that she would have that vote locked down. She was well known.
Yeah.
But obviously that was early in the primaries.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at, black people in other states, they probably have had more of an opportunity to see who Sanders is as a candidate.
That's exactly what I wanted to get to, because see, the worst thing that could have happened to Hillary Clinton's campaign is that it's reached this point and Bernie Sanders is still campaigning. Yeah. That's the worst thing that could happen.
Because they did not expect it. To even come this far.
No. And see, the longer this thing goes, the more and more people that are going to be exposed to Bernie's message, the more and more people that are going to support Bernie over Clinton.
This is why they didn't,
especially non-white voters.
Yeah, and this is why they, the DNC was trying to stall
exactly
on another debate.
And didn't what 6 debates? They scheduled 6 debates so that Bernie Sanders could not get the exposure that he needed to, get more people to support him. So, like I said, this is all bad news for Clinton. Even there's a Reuters poll that's polling, black people all across the country, and as of April 1st, it's saying that it's saying that Hillary Clinton has about a 3-point lead. Black voters. Now, this is just one poll. There's just about over 1,000 respondents, but 3%. 3%. She has about a 3% lead with black voters.
And that's nationwide.
That's
so
nationwide.
That actually includes all the southern states she just won.
Exactly.
So that gap probably is completely gone, or it actually flips when you look at the remaining states.
Like I said, the worst thing that could have happened to Hillary Clinton's campaign is that we have reached April and she has not beaten Bernie Sanders with that stick that she thought she was going to beat him with, and he would have just conceded defeat. So, boy, we have much more to go. Wisconsin, he's doing very well in. I think there's been only one poll in Indiana, and it looks like he's beating her there. There was a poll done in Kentucky. There's not a lot of polling done in Kentucky, but it looks like he's doing very well in Kentucky.
Now, I do have a concern for Wisconsin because it showed that I think it was a Marquette Law School survey, showed that he had like a 49 to 45% lead over Hillary, but amongst independents, it was like 57 to 37. I think that's where the jump needs to occur for him to have that significant lead he needs from this point on to catch up.
Look, I would be mightily surprised if you said the independents was about 57%. I would be mightily surprised if it was that small, because in states where there's been open primaries, he has enjoyed a wide lead, just focusing on the independent voters. Now, Democratic voters, Hillary Clinton has, in a lot of cases,
it's still only slight. It's very slight. Too.
Well, we're talking about the South states too. So but independents, that's where he gets large margins, and thankfully, Wisconsin is an open primary state. I expect him to do extraordinarily well. I don't know how well.
What about New York? I mean, that's her. That's essentially, she was a senator.
He's from New York.
Okay.
He's a Brooklyn. He's from Brooklyn. Brooklyn represent. I'm from Brooklyn too. So. Yeah. But I don't know what to expect from New York. Just about 2 weeks ago, it was showing that Hillary had about a
12.
Well, no, she had about a 50-point lead.
That was 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, she had about a 50-point lead.
And now it's what, 12?
And now it's about 12 points.
Okay.
The latest Quinnipiac poll is about 12 points. So, look, we still have 2 weeks left. That's April 19th.
That's a lot of ground.
Like I said, the more this thing gets extended, the more it favors Bernie Sanders' campaign and not Hillary Clinton's. She's only going to look worse, not better.
See, that's why I think her campaign can't focus on Bernie Sanders and has to focus on Donald Trump.
Yeah, because she's already pivoted. Pretty much, for the most part, she's already pivoted to Donald Trump.
Already.
Yeah. So. And she wants to kind of be like,
because if you think about it,
I'm going to be the candidate.
You just said, I guess the strategy is to limit Bernie Sanders' exposure.
Right.
Well,
makes sense that she doesn't want that debate.
Exactly. Yeah. But it would make sense that, I guess her platform and current positions are not in competition with Bernie Sanders as far as the things she's been saying lately, because that's going to actually give Bernie Sanders attention. So, so why not just focus on Donald Trump and,
because she can handle Donald Trump.
Yeah.
She can't handle these grenades that Bernie Sanders is lobbing at her. She can't handle that. That's why she's talking about, a change of tone, or I'm not going to agree to the debate in New York.
Tone it down.
Tone it down. Tone down for what?
No. I'm not doing it. We're not toning it down at all.